Everywhere you look around, there's a logo connected to a company, whether big or small. And today, we are going to get into the origins of Gucci. Guccio Gucci was born in Florence, Tuscany on March 26, 1881. He is the son of a Tuscan leather craftsman named Gabriello Gucci from the country's central manufacturing region. Guccio Gucci was not too keen on taking the same occupational route as his father, Gabriello. So when he was a teen, he traveled to places like London and Paris, where he worked as a waiter, dishwasher, and concierge. In London, he worked at the prestigious Savoy Hotel as a lift attendant, and it was during this time that he observed the style and elegance of many wealthy and famous people. He discovered the role that luggage and bags played as a great status symbol for the wealthy and elite. In particular, he took note of the beautiful luggage styles that he saw. On his return to Florence when he was about 40 years old, his appreciation of fashion and style was so great that he did follow in his father's footsteps and went on to revolutionize the leather goods industry with a collection of high quality goods. Gucci's main business was making saddles and other accessories for horseback riders, always crafted from the finest of Italian leathers. His designs continued to gain popularity as he expanded further into the world of accessories, with English aristocrats becoming major fans of the up-and-coming label. Even today, this style can be seen in Gucci's modern creations, including the beloved horse bit detail and the red and green woven stripe inspired by saddle details. In 1921, he founded the House of Gucci in Florence, and it is from here that the legendary history of Guccio Gucci and his company really took off. Many of his designs were inspired by horse racing, and his company quickly became known for its incredible level of craftsmanship. In 1932, Guccio created the first loafer shoe with a gilded snaffle, as well as a wonderful selection of luggage, ties, shoes, and the famous handbags with a bamboo handle that were seen on the arms of plenty of high-profile celebrities. In 1938, Gucci expanded his business to a second location in Rome at the insistence of his son Aldo. His one-man business eventually turned into a family business. When his sons joined the company, Guccio wanted to keep the business small and manageable, but his sons had other plans. Guccio enlisted his three sons, Aldo, Vasco, and Rodolfo, to join the business in 1938, and they were tasked with expanding the brand's presence, bringing Gucci to Rome and eventually Milan in later years. Leather was hard to come by in the mid-1930s because of sanctions against Italy, so Gucci began experimenting with alternative textiles. This led to the very first signature Gucci print, small interconnected diamonds in dark brown woven into a tan hemp fabric. The iconic bamboo bag was born under similar circumstances in 1947. Gucci artists were scrambling to find materials toward the end of World War II and discovered that they could use Japanese bamboo to craft unique bag handles. Treated with a unique and patented method, these burnished bamboo handles became synonymous with Gucci. In 1951, Gucci opened their store in Milan. While he was alive, the company remained only in Italy. But 2 weeks before Guccio Gucci's death, The New York Gucci boutique was opened by his sons Aldo, Rodolfo, and Vasco. He died on January 2nd, 1953 in Milan. After his death in 1953, the business was left to his 5 sons. With the change in leadership, the Gucci brand expanded to opening international locations and a diversification of product line. The double G symbol was introduced in the 1960s and is still the most popular symbol today. In the 70s, Gucci looked to the east, putting down roots in Tokyo and then Hong Kong, but the golden era seemed to be over. There was a lot of sibling rivalry to hold power within the company, and by the 1980s, this became a serious issue dividing the family. At that point, Rodolfo's son, Artizio, had taken over and ousted his uncle Aldo, while bringing the house close to bankruptcy. In fact, it's Tom Ford that have been celebrated as Gucci's actual savior in 1994. The designer infused the brand with an overt sex appeal that at the time couldn't be found on any other runway. The slinky slip dresses and sexy stilettos stood in stark contrast to the minimalist trend of the 90s and were totally embraced by consumers. There were also other prominent figures who had a lot of celebrity wearing Gucci, from Mike Tyson, LL Cool J, Salt and Pepper, Rakim, and Eric B., the Fat Boys, and Jay-Z, and the list goes on. And that was none other than Dapper Don, who operated his boutique on 125th Street in Harlem, New York in the 80s, and still design clothes to today. Gucci's grandson, Maurizio Gucci, sold the company to Investcorp in 1993 for $120 million after fighting his family and taking full control. He ended up leaving his wife, and on March 27, 1995, Maurizio was shot and killed going up the steps to his private office. His wife was arrested for her connection with the murder along with another man and ended up doing 18 years and was released in 2016. The Gucci Museum, also called Gucci Garden, in Florence, is a fashion museum centered around the history of the company and Guccio Gucci, and was opened in 2011. It holds a cafe, bookstore, and gift shop, and customers can get newly released and classic designs there. They also have an art selection and on the first floor, and they hold exhibitions. In 2019, under the CEO Mark Bizzarri, Gucci faced a backlash of a sweater many deemed racist of using blackface. Blackface is when people darken their skin with shoe polish, grease paint, or burnt cork and paint on enlarged lips and other exaggerated features and steeped in centuries of racism. After this came out, Marco Bizzarri put out a statement saying, and I quote, "We consider diversity to be a fundamental value to be fully upheld, respected, and at the forefront of every decision we make." The brand ended up pulling the sweater from physical and online stores right after. The man behind the sweater, Alessandro Michele, had a statement saying, "The fact that, contrary to my intentions, that turtleneck jumper evoked a racist imagery causes me the greatest grief," he wrote after stating that Lee Bowery and his camouflage art were his inspirations behind the design of the sweater. But I am aware that sometimes our actions can end up with causing unintentional effects. It is therefore necessary that I am taking full accountability for these effects. After Michele apologized, took some photos with Dapper Don, he is still currently working on new Gucci products and with the company worth $17.63 billion. If you enjoyed this video and want to be updated on new brands and companies, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more companies coming up.